So Rephr is having a sale right now, and I feel like I'm qualified to talk about it because look at all these Rephr brushes I have. I bought all of these, all purchased with my own money. So I'm gonna talk about the eye brushes I think you should get. They're really, really good sales. I believe most of the eye brushes are around $11. Some get down to like 8, and then there's like one that's like maybe 15. But right now they're 11 bucks, which I think is so, so good. If you want to get into natural hair brushes, made in Japan brushes, Fude brushes as they call them, I think Rephr is an amazing place to start, especially on a sale. So first one, be their number one brush. I have multiple. These are their like pro handles, and this is the one you would be purchasing, which is how most of their brushes come, which is a black on black with the Rephr on one side, the number on the back. It's just this very standard makeup brush. When you think of a makeup brush, it's typically, you know, this shape. It's like flat on one side, flat on the other, but a little bit fluffy. For the most part, most of these brushes are natural hair brushes. So keep that in mind if you want to get into the natural hair brush category, get some that are very, very nice, because there's other brands like Morphe that do have some natural hair brushes, but this is just a little bit different than Morphe. You can see right here, these on their side, you kind of see how it's like a little fluffy, but flat on some sides are very good for your outer corner. Your very, very nice blends. Like this is your traditional standard brush. It's like a very popular shape. I love this. It's one of my favorite shapes. That's why I have 4 of them. When you want like a bigger blender, I really like this number 27 brush right here. It's, you know, it's pretty huge in terms of like the actual hairs, but I like that on my smaller eye because I can just go in here and really, really get that nice wash of color, really, really blend those edges out. So I can get it very, very soft and diffused. So I actually really like this, even though I have a smaller eye shape. I love it so much. I have 3 of them. I really, really like this. Like I love the shape, how it's like a little bit more small down here and just like fluffs out. I feel like it just adds something to my eyeshadow. So I love these fluffy, as you can see. 27, 27, 27. If you want some precise shadow placement, I like this number 29 brush. It's like this little flat, teeny tiny little brush. Look at that. They're so little. So if you just want to draw like a small line, you can just go in and draw it out, draw that wing. Like that's what I use it for. Just very, very precise placement, small detail work. This is gonna do it. Look at how little they are. It's like so teeny. And Rephr does have like a lot of shapes, which is good for like smaller eyes. They tend to have more like detail oriented brushes or smaller brushes for hooded eyes, which I enjoy. I'm gonna group these two in kind of the same category because they're like almost the same, just different sizes. We have the number 3 right here and the number 23. As you can see, they're kind of like these little pencil-y brushes, but not too big. This one's like very small and precise, and this one's like a more medium shape, but I really, really like this one just to add and blend out like little wings, smudge them out, and then once again, more precise work. Right here, you want to blend it out, you want to deepen some color. Like they're different numbers, you know, number 3, 23, but still same idea. They're just both 2 little pencil-y brushes, but one's teeny weeny and the other one's like a medium-ish size. For number 21. It's the only one I have. First of all, look at how flat that is. That's pretty flat. You just pick up the shimmer and then you just pat it on. I like it for that. That's what I use it for. It's also a different color than the other brushes, which is kind of cool. I enjoy this for my shimmers. I like this number 28 brush right here, which is like a longer little packer flat brush. I like to use this to really pack the shadows on. I tend to like a little bit of a flatter brush to pack shadows on. You can see right here I have 2 28s that are dirty and this one is clean, but I pack some blue on with this. I pack some pink on with this all over my lid. I like this more for like me packing the color on because I can be very precise with it and it doesn't like go everywhere. The number 2 brush right here, this is once again that packer, but you can use this for like doing shimmers and stuff. I've done it for shimmers. I've done it when I want like all over lid colors as well, like more intense color, more blendy. So like I wanted gray all over my lid, I put this on and just, you know, packed the gray, like really get it in there. Because the other one that I showed you, the number 28, is more like, oh, I'm gonna fill in the cut crease or I'm gonna add a little bit of color. This one's more like, I want more intense color, so I'm gonna really, really pack this on because this is just gonna go all over my lid, if that makes sense. So those are my, you know, couple of Rephr brushes. Out of all the ones I have, those are the ones I think you should pick up, especially for the price right now because of the sale. And keep watching because I'm gonna do the face brushes. Bye. Face brushes. First one up, 22 brush. It's their big bronzer brush. Look at this. Look at how many hairs are in there. Just super nice and fluffy. This is so good. I believe this is $50 right now with the sale, which yes, it's pricey, but natural hair brushes, handmade in Japan, the whole spiel. But it's just, I love like I love how big it is because it gives you this nice airiness with your bronzer. So like right on the head, you can kind of get like these nice little strokes where you do like light washes or you really want to build it up, get that pigment in. Plus it feels so heavy. Like it's big, it's a little chunky brush. But I love this brush so much. This one up, which is a newer one to my collection, but I really enjoy it. This is the number 4 brush. It's like their angled little cheek brush. I really like this. It works. Because of how small and like a little dense it is, I could say you could use this for cream. Natural hair brushes are mainly for powders, but goat hair specifically, you can use with creams, just, you know, treat them well. I just really like this shape. And you know, you can really blend out that cream. You can add the powder over. I would use this as blush brushes. I wish they made one of these like a little bit fluffier, a little bit bigger, but the same shape. But this is like very precise. As you can see, it's not that big. And I think it's supposed to be a little bit more this way, but mine's a little bit angled out more, since that's the beauty of natural hair brushes, right? However they dry is kind of how they stay. This is like so 2016, but this fan highlighter brush, get it. I love this because it makes the highlight not like as harsh. It kind of diffuses the highlight for you. I use this on all my highlighters now. One, it's like a little tiny little brush, kind of like an eyeshadow handle, but just like the nice airy wispiness at the top right here. You can see it won't use one side, like the other side's kind of lighter because nothing really gets on it. This is the number 36 brush. This is kind of like this little kitten paw-esque style brush. This is for concealer. I actually really like this for concealer. It's kind of a little bit of a different shape because it kind of goes up and then it goes back. And you kind of see how it doesn't have that point because it goes back. But this is such a nice brush. And I feel like because of that, I've used it for like no makeup for like just adding a little bit of coverage or blending out a lot of coverage. It's so nice. I really enjoy this, and it's not pokey under the eyes whatsoever. Like this is probably like the most sensitive part of your face, and because it's like the thinnest, and whichever way I turn the brush, you can't feel like any prickliness on. Now we have the number 5 brush. So I have 2 number 5 brushes. It's what they look like. One's a little bit more round than the other. I think this is a very good, you know, multitasker cheek brush. You can use this for your powder blush to dust it on, to add it, to pat it in, or your bronze. It's like a smaller version of that number 22, that bronzer brush. This is the number 5. And yeah, you just kind of add your bronzer if you want it, your cheek, your blush. Like it's a more precise. Look at that. Like it's not that big. It's a smaller, fluffy brush. But I really like this one. The last one I have for you is going to be this number 19 brush. I have 2. I have the pro handle and the original, and it's kind of, they describe it as like this candle flame brush. So it's pinched on these ends, so it's kind of like flatter here, but has a little peak. I use this for creams, very nice for creams, but I used this one recently to do finishing powder, just light finishing powder from Hourglass, and I put it right here on the face, on my temples, anywhere I wanted a little bit of extra, you know, radiance and stuff. And it's very nice because it's kind of like a pinpoint brush. It'll blend it out nice, and as you can see, only one side's dirty, the other side's completely clean. So just get that finishing powder and just pat, because it does have like that flatter side as well. And obviously I did it with blush to get like a more airy blush, which I thought was dangerous, but it's so cool. So I really like this number 19 brush as well. So yeah, out of all the Rephr brushes I have, those are the ones I can recommend. Let me know which ones you're picking up for the sale. There's definitely some brushes I don't have that I want to pick up. There's like a blush brush in there. It's not the number 5 and it's not the number 4. It's like in the 20s or 30s in their numbers. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but like I want to pick up that one. Let me know your thoughts, your critiques, whether you like those brushes, whether you hate those brushes, whether you've tried Rephr, you haven't, you're gonna pick some up, you're not. Recommendations for me, please let me know. Okay, bye guys.